What's going on, Cancer? And welcome to the Chariot Friends. Oh, hold on, Cancer. There we go. Oh, Justin here, and I hope you're feeling fantastic today. So, for those of you who are returning, welcome back, Soul Tribe. I appreciate your subscriptions, your likes, and shares. Your support really is just incredible, Cancer, and it keeps us growing. And for those of you who are new, welcome. I'm happy how yourself has brought you here. We're in for an amazing journey. So the purpose of the channel, for those of you who have Cancer in your placement, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, wherever, Cancer, this one's for you. And I do tarot cards based off our ruler here, the good old Moon. And I'll talk about what sign she's in, what phase she's in, when she's going void of course, just all those lunar shenanigans. And just so y'all aware, Cancer, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one, so take what resonates with you. Leave the rest with me, and never force reading on the situation, and everything will be, yeah, they'll still be dope, Cancer. I was thinking, do I want to change up dope? I was like, no, things will just be dope, Cancer. Now, let's jump into it. Lunar shenanigans, Justin shenanigans, just all around there, Cancer. And Cancer, your space has been cleansed. Crystals, feeling lovely. Just great energy all around here, Cancer. And happy Mercury Day, Cancer. Mercury rules over Wednesdays. Hope you're maybe feeling like communicating with others. Maybe you're doing some learning there, Cancer. Doing some stuff on the internet. Oh, great day, great day for doing internet stuff there, Cancer. But also, Cancer, it's a great time for relationships because the moon is in Libra. And with the moon being in Libra, this is a very nice place, I feel, for the moon to be. Libra is about that harmonious energy, balanced, fair. So this can help really bring a lot of that balanced energy into your relationships, Cancer. And not just even your love relationships. Libra deals with, yes, sure, of course, Libra, the Empress, Venus is all about love and things, but also about those just friendly relationships. So the work relationships, familial relationships, even relationships with strangers there, Cancer. It's just about just forming those bonds and finding those just very fair energy, I feel like, with Libra, and great for that reciprocity and establishing that in relationships. But this is great too, Cancer, for if you have any sort of networking that you need to do or anything, because Libra is a very charming energy. I'll tell you what. And Cancer, you may notice that you're feeling a little more charming, a little more just kind of, they have a very, I feel Libras do have a very, yeah, charming is a very good word for how they go about speech and things. So you utilize that to your advantage. Can't just strike up a business deal, maybe go on a date there, Cancer, whatever that's looking like. Schedule your, and that wouldn't be something, Cancer, maybe scheduling your first dates when the moon's in Libra. No, and if the moon in Libra happens to be on a Venus day, Cancer, that'd be just ideal. But one thing to pay attention to there, Cancer, though, on the downside, or at least what could be a challenge with Libra energy, is that there could be that tendency of indecisiveness sometimes, because if they can't find a balanced approach, then they just won't do anything. And so you just want to be mindful of that there, Cancer. And then we are still in that third quarter phase, or last quarter phase there, Cancer. And this is a great energy for just kind of letting go, allowing the and just kind of, we're on the waning end of the lunar phases now, and this is great for just kind of like cleaning up that emotional and physical clutter, letting go of any things that tend to, let's say, maybe any sort of like, well, yeah, I guess we can call them regrets or Cancer. Maybe there are certain things that didn't quite line up for you this lunar cycle, and instead of allowing them to hold you back, use them as lessons and for things to work on for the next lunar cycle. And a great energy for just kind of cleansing and just general forgiveness, Cancer, discernment, because that's what we learn tackling these things. We get new experiences, we see things from another perspective, and just just a lot of growth that comes with this last quarter phase. And this is too, Cancer, well, now that we're kind of in it, it's less more on that, even the waning end of that lunar and that challenging aspect energy, because the first quarter and the last quarters are when the moon is forming a hard aspect with the sun, or forming squares with the sun, so that is tougher energy. But now that even that energy is starting to decrease there, so very nice energy. But overall, I like this energy with the third quarter phase there, Cancer. Were you born during the third quarter, Cancer? I'd be curious. And then last thing here, Cancer, these readings that I do, they're not gender specific readings. So apply these energies to people as they make sense for your situations. And then the decks that I'm working with, I've included links for them down in the description box below. So definitely check that out if you're interested. Also down below are some just links for some videos or some other readers and an astrologer, Cancer, that I like watching as well. So definitely check them out. Very great information and just insights that they bring. So I think you'd enjoy them. But let's go ahead and get into your general energy of the day. I was going to say, we get this 3 days in a row there, Cancer. I don't know what we're going to do. But Cancer, your general energy of the day, and I like this, is the Sacred Breath card. And this card is a card of giving and receiving life and divine exchange. And I like this, Cancer. This card gives me very kind of Six of Cups. And I like that it actually came up too with Libra energy. Because it is Libra dealing with relationships. It is all about that give and take. It's hard to have a balanced relationship when one side is either giving or receiving more than another. After a while, that does form this imbalance, and things just start. You would think like, oh well, someone who likes to be a nurturer as opposed to someone who likes being nurtured. That would work, but eventually it can build this, this resentment and things, Cancer. And I feel like that's not just even just in relationships. It even create this dissonance in life. If we're just kind of taking all the time and not giving back, then eventually that well is going to be depleted. This experience that we're going on, I feel, is one that's meant to be one of a divine exchange. What energies we give out there, we get back in return. And I feel this is a great indicator of almost like the air that you have been exchanging with the universe. How has that been? Has it been one that has been very kind of focused as far as like, are we going where our hearts want to go? Are we breathing in like our desires, our fulfillments and things, or are we taking in I like that they're lungs here, because it almost gives me this energy of like, what are we kind of filtering through our vehicles here, through this body. And I feel that even when you look at the exchange between the like us as a humanity, and even between the earth, even that give and take is unbalanced. And so it's like, how do we restore this give? How do we appreciate because even thinking about the breath that we take there, Cancer, that's a gift. It was like when we got the one card, the Pachamama card, the receiving the divine gifts of the Great Mother. It's along those lines. It's, every breath that we give is a gift from the universe. And it's like, how are we showing our appreciation for this gift and this sacred experience that is even just breathing here, Cancer? Every day that we're drawing in breath, that's a time for manifestation, a time for magic to happen, a time to enjoy experiences and to figure out how you want to take. And that's beautiful even too when you think about with Venus, in like the Empress energy. The Empress is not about just sitting around just being pretty and just being showered in gifts and stuff and surrounded by abundance. She wants to take all of that stuff. That's the abundance that's around her. That's what she's created, and she wants to spread that around, keep that growing for others to enjoy in the beauty that she sees. Because what's the point of enjoying that all by yourself? I like this energy, Cancer. Let's get some tarot on this and get some details with that. And I do feel, Cancer, this is something too that this sacred breath can be, I feel like it's bringing your ideas to life. I like that too. But how these lungs are like, these flowers are growing from this heart here, this lungs. I feel like it's what are we taking in? And what are we getting back in return? Alright, let me see what's going on here, Cancer. We have a lot of going on here. So you have the four of coins, the eight of coins, the ace of coins. Look at you, manifestor. The eight of wands, the 10 of wands, the page of wands, and the hierophant here, Cancer. And I like this. I like this energy. You got earth and you got fire here, Cancer. And I feel like that this sacred breath. You know, Cancer, I feel with this energy that if we want, I feel like if we want things to start, the energies to really start moving, it's paying attention to the things that we're giving our stuff to. But I mean really, Cancer. If we don't feel that we've gotten this sense of security, or maybe we've been overburdened with something, and it's just like, I don't know, it's just like things don't quite seem to be like as as how we had initially planted them. We saw, when we planted these Ace of Coins, you were expecting like great sequoia trees here, but maybe we're kind of stuck in this sort of barren tree, or even kind of stuck out in this desert here, Cancer. And it's like, it's time to like reevaluate where this give and take is going through there, and starting to listen, I feel, more to those divine exchanges that are happening between you and Source. It's starting to learn the signals between you and your higher powers, and your spirits and things, and it's not necessarily like it's not giving up like any sort of like free will or anything like that, Cancer. It's more so this, when we get into that energy of like with the last quarter, like letting go, surrender, things along those lines, kind of letting the universe and have your back. It's trusting in that. I was just talking with someone, and they said that they've been feeling this fear because they're kind of starting their own thing, and it's it's it is kind of, it could be scary kind of, and doing things not the traditional type of way there, Cancer. And that's something we can even kind of talk about here too. But they were also saying that this has been the most sort of like spiritual connection that they've ever felt before, or felt, like they're that really needing to rely on the messages from the universe, really listen to your intuition, and not be afraid to be new at something, to be in that sort of like having to make mistakes as you go, but to still go with that energy of anticipation and excitement. And it takes a lot of work, Cancer, with this. These sequoia trees didn't just grow overnight. They took hundreds of years, sure, to grow. Not that your dreams are going to take hundreds of years, Cancer, but yeah, it really feels that there's this. It's interesting, Cancer. It feels with this Hierophant is that all these little critters here kind of gathered around to listen to this cat and the wisdom that it has. And I feel this is like, it's this beckoning energy. You know those cats in the store that are moving their paws, and they're beckoning. They're called maneki nekos, Cancer, and that's what I'm kind of getting with that sort of beckoning cat type of energy. The universe trying to pull you. The universe is breathing your energy in, and trying to breathe that back out to you. Like, okay, take, this is the energy they're working with. Here's the insight that I got from that. What do you take from that, and then what are you putting back out in there, Cancer? This really, really intricate and very intimate, I feel like, exchange going on between you and Sorcerer Cancer. I mean, we've been talking about that dissolving barriers for a couple of days. So now that we've dissolved that barrier, Cancer, now it's time to really be receptive to that change and to jump out. Let me get a little bit more with the Four of Coins here, Cancer, before we close, because there's. And then let me get a little with the Four of Coins in this Ten of Wands as well. Let me start with the Four of Coins, Cancer. Let me get a little bit more for the. Alright, Cancer, let me see what's going on here. Okay, so the Four of Coins, let's start there. The Four of Coins is clarified by the Knight of Wands here, Cancer. And I feel with that, and now look at that, you've gone from a page to a knight. You're leveling up here, Cancer. And I feel that is what happens when we start. I feel like there's this thing, Cancer. It's like you've been receiving these either these ideas or this, because the Knight of Wands has a lot of energy there. He's very interesting. Him and the King of Wands. The King of Wands, I feel like, is that focused energy, where the Knight of Wands is somewhere in between the King of Wands and the Queen of Wands. This and not even his almost is like this sort of unrestrained type of creative energy here, and I feel like that there's something that we've been kind of sitting on. It's like these. Yeah, it's like something's ready to strike here, Cancer. Something's ready to, but it's only when we listen to this exchange here, some sort of messages or insights are kind of coming through there, Cancer. So pay attention to that. Because, wow. So then with the Ten of Wands, the Ten of Wands clarified by the Seven of Coins and then the Fool card here, Cancer. And that's why I feel like if the things that you've been giving your energies to have been, it's not been what you've wanted to be there, Cancer, then I feel this is an opportunity for you to shift gears, to start something fresh, something new, to start redirecting that energy. And because the Ten of Wands is getting something sort of pent up here, and I feel like it's almost like we've been inhaling for a long time, Cancer, and now it's time to exhale in a different type of way. Like I'm not sure if I hope that makes sense. It's a lightness that's coming here. Just once we redirect that energy, we'll be in this more exhaling, and we can kind of, where we're starting to relax and let stuff go and welcome in newer type of energies. Like the air's gotten a little stagnant. So by then I'll leave that there, Cancer. Something to think about. Well, let's get a little bit more on this. And I even feel too, Cancer, there's this, I don't know, just this giving back energy here that I feel like is kind of going on, but whether that be in advice or in see what's going on here, Cancer. Interesting. Alright, so you have the Ace of Swords, the Ten of Swords, the Two of Wands, the Hanged Man, and the Wheel of Fortune here, Cancer. And with this energy. Where do I start? So with this Two of Wands here, Cancer. And that's kind of what is interesting here. Because I feel with this Two of Wands that if we've been feeling sort of at this crossroads here, it's like our mind. I like this two-headed little lizard here because it's like maybe these two heads. It's like our mind is telling us one thing, our heart's telling us another thing. But there's something where I feel like the mind may be kind of cutting through here a little bit sharper here than what our. There's not that balanced type of energy that's happening, and I feel that there's a need to kind of pause and paying attention to where we've been kind of sacrificing our energies to, Cancer. Kind of see things from a different perspective, see an alternative route. I feel like it's opening up here with the Ten of Wands. It's like maybe we've kind of not necessarily dug ourselves a hole, but it's just like we've hit this sort of dead end, or this sort of, there's a thing too, like the Ten of Wands, or excuse me, the Ten of Swords can be this energy of like heralding the end of delusions, and it's like it's seeing things that it's like we've been maybe. It's like instead of, and not this, this is hang with this example, Cancer, but like how geese migrate for the south for the winter. It's like instead of migrating south, maybe we decide to just stay in the nice weather. Like something along those lines. And who knows, Cancer? I get it gets hot sometimes, but I feel we've gotten as, or something to be mindful of, Cancer, is just when we get into that just receiving all the time, Cancer. That does get it doesn't necessarily affect your abundance, but it affects the flow, because if we've just received so much, eventually that, again, that well just gets full. And where you could be overflowing with abundance, I feel that there's just something about that, this healthy energy exchange, I feel can, I don't know, it really gets things moving for you in a sense. And I feel like you see, it's like you see these or experience these changes here, Cancer. But hmm. And I even feel this sense of, it's like, again, that Ten of Swords is like how I was talking about with that story with surrender. It's, because once the Ten of Swords, we've like reached that sort of rock bottom energy. That can be that can be tough, but sometimes when we reach that, that's when we're allowed to sit still and just sort of like, okay, process everything that's going down. What have we been doing? Where have we been operating from? And yeah, there's just like really pay attention to what you're into, which, and I feel like it's opening like a, with that Hierophant energy again, like kind of opening a channel between you and your higher spirits there, Cancer. And that's interesting. My candle just went out right as I was talking about that, so I'm gonna move on from that, Cancer. But that's something too. I'm gonna take that as a sign. But let's go ahead and get some advice from Venus. And I do feel, even just kind of thinking about, because you got Uranus, the Fool, and then you got Taurus there, the Hierophant. I feel that there is this energy with oh, Cancer, there we are. Oh, what was I saying? I feel there's this energy of doing things in a more un conventional type of way, because the Hierophant is very much about the traditional path, but with that Fool energy there, it's some, there's, let me look at this dog here with his little clown suit juggling. He's doing it, he's doing his own thing, being his own canine. So I don't know, it's just, I feel like there's some, it's like going against the, there may be a different set of pressures there, Cancer, that come with like the Ten of Wands, but I feel like at least it's something that you're welcoming in there, as opposed to, you're changing, as opposed to things just being put upon you. But let me, ooh, more, look at this, Cancer, what's good. So you have the, what is good? So you have the Page of Swords, the Death card, our ruler there, the and that's so funny. She is, love you, girl. The High Priestess, and us, Cancer, the Chariot. And let's switch back over. And I'll tell you what, Cancer, she's been. I was looking at another deck. I was looking for a different card, but I went to pull this other deck. She was there at the bottom of the deck. Here, I'll show you, Cancer. She was here. Yeah, she was there earlier. Look at that. I say that, and Cancer. Considering that the High Priestess, I feel like she's been making an appearance here as of late. Intuition is becoming the name of is becoming like a real strong factor here as far as where we're meant to go in our lives. I feel this Chariot here is like what I was talking about earlier with that surrender. It's hopping in that chariot and allowing yourself to be divinely guided, to allow the change to happen here, Cancer. There's this Page of Swords, a new, I feel like, idea is kind of forming in your head. It started off with these few birds that were hovering around this sword. We were curious about something. We went to explore that. And now, look how the energies are just kind of flocking together and coming into this really grand type of kind of avian Cancer. But I do really feel that with that how our ruler here in us, Cancer, that if you pay attention to what you feel and how something makes how what energy something puts you in, that's a strong indicator that if you don't, especially if you don't like that pressure, then it's not focusing on what you don't like. It's like, it's okay, I don't like this. What can I do to change that? How can I bring that into balance? Oh, this isn't working. Okay. And then if we have troubles taking that step, what is that? And then being inquisitive as to why. And then it's not just staying in the why not and being kind with yourself, Cancer, but it's like okay, let's start taking baby steps then to start like, okay, that wasn't so bad. Then let's try this, and then let's try this, and let's try this, And that I do feel it is a lot of faith that comes in with that, Cancer. But if you give to the universe will will receive that energy and give it right back to you, give it back tenfold. So be mindful of what vibration you're in and where we're operating from, and what those pay attention to that divine exchange, because with these swords your thoughts become things, Cancer. The universe is always listening. So, and that's not to get you scared there, Cancer, but it is to make you mindful, to take advantage of all the abundance that is around you. So I like that, Cancer. I think I'm going to leave that there. So how amazing. But if anything resonated with you, Cancer, if you like that, give it a thumbs up and share this, Cancer, because that can be tough. Those things, kind of anxieties kind of come in. Things get to moving really fast. We're juggling. I mean, you got two animals that are juggling things there, Cancer. It might be a lot to juggle at first, but I feel intuitively you'll know where to go, what actions to take in things, and let your person that you're sharing with, as I'm about to get back to your rating, let the person you know that you're sharing this with know that. And then subscribe there, you Chariot. Hit that bell button, get notified on all these videos each week or each day. And then last little bit there, Cancer. Check your sun, moon, rising, Venus for your place or for your readings, but just check your chart there, Cancer. Where do you have your Mercury at? Well, and here's a fun little fact, Cancer. I may have shared this with you before. But wherever your sun sign is, Mercury is either going to be in the same sign, one sign back, or one sign forward. In Venus, it's same rules, but it's same sign, or it'll be up to two signs back or two signs forward. So you could have Sun in Cancer. You can be Gemini in Mercury, Cancer Mercury, Leo Mercury, and then with Venus, you could be Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, or Virgo. So, fun little fact there, Cancer. And I do weekly videos there, monthly ones, yearly ones, drop little nuggets like this. And all that housekeeping is down in the description box below. But let me get your surprise cards here, Cancer. Oh, so I can get you out of here. And I like that, Cancer. Knight of Cups. And I feel that this is following that heart's desire. The Knight of Cups, he's a very passionate knight. He really goes after what he loves with with this gusto, with this, yeah, this intensity. And yeah, Cancer, I just feel like that if you were to start, pay attention to where you start pouring your heart into things, and, how you channel that nurturing energy. Because, we are the, and it's interesting, as a, I feel like us being a cardinal sign, the cardinal water sign is very fascinating, at least that concept. But we take what we feel and we manifest it, Cancer. So, I feel like that's a strong thing with the Knight of Cups and with this sacred energy. You've been given this Cancerian energy, this life with this exchange. So it's like the universe that you've picked this energy. What are you giving back with that? And then enjoy the energies that you do put out there, Cancer. So I dig that. Let's get your other oracle card here, so I can get you out of here, Cancer. Oh, and I like that. Because you have the and this gives me the energy of another little cardinal here, Cancer of Aries. But you got the Spirit Guardian of the Spring, Spirit Guardian of Spring, which is the activation card. And I feel like it's activating these intuitive energies here, Cancer. It's time to hop in this chariot and get things a moving. Really start bringing things to life, Cancer. And that's interesting. It's not so much today, but there was a couple of days here within the last couple of days where I was like kind of smelling spring, and that's happened before, and I'm like, but I feel that there is a very fruitful time, Cancer, to start manifesting stuff and to really start getting things. And Mercury's in Capricorn, Cancer, which granted that's tougher energy for us for forming oppositions, but mine's actually about to be, my Mercury's about to be in oppositions. About to go to a Mercury opposition, Cancer. But yeah, Cancer, activate this energy. There's something here I feel like is trying to get brought to life. So I didn't leave that there, Cancer. But you stay safe out there. This sacred breath, and remembering, and even just remembering that too, Cancer, how being mindful when you're taking in these breaths and being present in things and how you manifest, and keep eyes on the moon. I actually saw her last night. I was happened to just sit outside. I happened to look up, and there she was. She was right overhead, and I was just like, "Oh wait, what's up, girl? what's going on?" So yeah, keep eyes on the moon there, Cancer. Do a little meditation under there, and I will catch you on the next one tomorrow.